Yo guys, what's up? It's your boy Boxing Maestros. If you guys didn't watch the fight of Usyk versus Fury yesterday, the rematch number 2, stick around for this video. I'm gonna give you guys a breakdown of what happened during the fight and what might be next for Usyk. Let's get down to it. From the beginning, I'm gonna tell you guys this. We all know OLEKSANDR USYK has won the fight. I think he won pretty convincingly. I personally had it 8 rounds to 4. The judges, all 3 of them, had it 116 to 112, which I thought, it was quite a wide margin. But I thought it was wider than that, even so. But I think the right man won. I think everybody thought that it was pretty convincingly that Usyk had won. There's a few people in Fury's camp that keep saying that Alexander Usyk did not win, that Fury was robbed. I really don't think that. I think most people, maybe 80% or more, will say that Alexander Usyk had pretty much control of most of that fight. But from the beginning, Fury came out with a vengeance, as we all thought he would. He came out really working the body, really throwing shots at Usyk. He did it whenever he could. Whenever he could get a hold of him, he was throwing body shots. Whenever Usyk would turn and give him an angle, he would try to get a hook in there and get in his body. And that's how the fight started. Alexander Usyk was being pushed back by Fury. And Fury was going forward. He was throwing very hard shots, and he was throwing a lot of shots compared to the first fight in the beginning. You can see right here him throwing a hard hook, what it seems like. Usyk trying to get under it, trying to get away. That's what the first maybe 4 rounds of the fight was like. Just Fury trying to hit Usyk. There was a few times where Fury would throw 3 or 4 hard shots to the body. Boom, 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 boom. And Usyk would just try to block and get away from them. He was trying to avoid him in the first half of the fight. And then a little bit later, Fury started switching it up from throwing hard shots at the body to start throwing right hands straight down the pipe. He did hit Usyk, my apologies, during the fight with the right hand. I believe maybe about, I would say around 4 or 5, maybe 6 times. Hit him pretty flush on the chin. Some of them seemed like they were very hard shots. Fury was throwing that right hand with all his might, and Usyk was eating them. He was eating them. I'm not gonna lie to you. He was getting hit by them. You see him shake a little bit, but then just get right back at it. He wasn't like stumbling around. He wasn't like dabbing his face over and over, touching it like he was hurt. He was keeping composure and he was keeping focus, and he kept going with his fights. A little bit later after that, I would say around the 5th or 6th round, is where Usyk started to take over. Usyk started to throw some very hard left hands at Fury's body. Fury was starting to show some wear and tear. He was starting to look a little bit more tired, since he was throwing harder shots and more shots than the first fight during the first half of the fight. He was seeming like he was going on his way downhill, and Usyk was starting to go uphill, if you know what I'm saying. It seems like Usyk was starting to take over the fight by the 5th round. A little bit after that, Usyk started from throwing the left hand downwards to throw a left hand up top. He would throw the jab down and then the left hand up top, and he started hitting Fury pretty flush. And Fury was a little bit slower now that he did come in heavier for this fight, and he was looking a little bit more tired by the 6th or 7th round. And did seem like he took 2 rounds off, quite around there, maybe the 7th or 8th round. He took him off, it seemed like, or he was just dead tired. I'm not sure which one it was. But that's when Usyk started throwing the left hand up top. He started throwing it. He would throw some downstairs. He would throw one up top. Or he would start jabbing, boom, 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 and then throw one up top. And he was landing. He was landing pretty good. There was a point where I thought he had rocked Fury, and it seemed like it kind of surprised Fury. It's almost like he didn't see the left hand coming, and he hit him with it. And he kind of did some of this, and then he kind of like, okay, he got back at it. But it did seem like he was rocked maybe about once, but did not go down. It was nothing like the first fight, of course. And then a little bit after that, it seemed like Fury was starting to get a lot more tired. He was moving slower. He was throwing punches with a little bit less power. And Usyk seemed like he smelled it. He noticed it. And Usyk switched from throwing 1 or 2, 3 punches to throwing 4 or 5 punch combinations at a time. He would jump in, pop, 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 and then move out. And Fury will have no answer. since he was tired, since he was slower, and since Usyk was just quite fast, to be honest, for that weight class. All Fury could do was stand there and block the shots and wait for them to end. There was a point where there was no answer from Fury. Then Usyk started mixing up and started throwing some left hands really hard up top. By this time, Fury was very tired. He was receiving some hard shots from Usyk, and usually that would mean that Fury would come right back and try to get his get back. But that wasn't happening at all. Since Fury was so tired and Usyk has so much energy, all Fury did was eat the left hands and just stand there. There was no answer, and that's what automatically told me that Fury was dead tired. He was not getting his get back. He was getting hit by the left hands, and he would just stand there. Sometimes he wouldn't even move. He wouldn't even move at his waist. He would just do some of this and try to get away from the left hands. And some of them would hit flush, just like the shows of this picture right here. And that's what got Usyk the victory. That's how it went from, I believe, from like the 5th round to the end of the fight. I might have given Fury 1 round. The first 4 rounds, I gave Fury 3 rounds. And the second, from the 5th to the 12th round, I gave Fury 1 round. I don't know how you can give Fury more than 4 or 5 rounds during this fight. I don't think it was that close at all. I think it was a very easy decision for Usyk, for whoever is watching it in an unbiased way at least. And during the post fight interview, Dubois came in and interrupted Usyk during his interview, which I thought was a little distasteful. I did not like that at all. It's a little bit disrespectful. He could have at least waited until the interview was over, but he did not. He kind of like grabbed the mic and started saying, "Usyk, it's time to do it again. It's time for you to give me the rematch." He said he was robbed during the first fight, and people want to see it and this and that. Usyk was kind of looking at him like, "Dude, what are you doing? Like, it's not the time for that." But it seemed like he got under Usyk's skin because Usyk grabbed the microphone, he turned around, and he said, "Turkey Ali Sheik, make the fight with Dubois, please. Thank you." And then he continued on with his interview, and Dubois kind of got out of the way, or somebody got him out of the way, I'm guessing, because, like I said, it was a little bit distasteful of him. And then Usyk went ahead and continued on with his interview. And that's all that went on during the fights. I thought it was a pretty clear win for Oleksandr Usyk. He does it again. I believe he's a generational talent, and I believe there is more to come. For now, at this moment, he is the greatest heavyweight champion of our time. He beat Tyson Fury twice, who beat Wilder 3 times. He beat Dubois once, and he beat Anthony Joshua twice. And I think they were all pretty decisive wins. The Dubois fight, you can say it was controversial, you can say whatever you want, but in the end, Dubois took a knee and did not want to get back up. He did not want any more of Oleksandr Usyk, and Usyk, if they fight again, which I think he will, Oleksandr Usyk is going to show him again why he quit on the first fight. You guys have a good one. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, comment, share, like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.